In the social jungle of human existence, there is no feeling of being alive without a sense of identity. Erikson. Hello, class. My name is Melissa Sullivan, and I will be discussing with you Erikson. Erik Erikson was born on June 15th, 1902, in Frankfurt, Germany. His mother, Carla, originally from Denmark, arrived in Frankfurt just before having Erik. Erik was born out of wedlock. He never had the opportunity to meet his biological father or his mother's first husband. Carla, his mother, remarried in 1905. She married a pediatrician, Dr. Theodore Hamburger. Erik's stepfather subsequently was his pediatrician prior to his mother marrying him. Erik was told that this was his father, and he was given his last name. Growing up, Erik attended a Jewish temple. Erik found himself being rejected by his schoolmates. The Jewish children taunted and rejected him because of his non-Jewish appearance, and the German children insulted him because he was a Jew. After completing school, Erik enrolled in a school in Karlsruhe, Germany. Erik later decided that the art school was not his real passion and dropped out. After dropping out, Erik went on a soul searching tour. He traveled the world and later began to find his own identity. Upon finding who he was, Erik changed his last name from Hamburger to Erikson. During this time, Erik was invited to Vienna to teach art to children. There he met Anna Freud, the daughter of the father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud. Anna encouraged him to study psychoanalysis as her father did. Erikson studied at the Vienna Psychoanalysis Institute, where he focused on child psychoanalysis. Erikson met Joan Searson, a Canadian dancer and artist who later would become his wife. The two married in 1930. Erikson and his wife had three children. In 1933, Erikson graduated from the Vienna Psychoanalysis Institute. Following graduation, Erikson decided him and his family would immigrate to the United States. Upon reaching the United States, Erikson received his first job at the Massachusetts General Hospital. He later worked at Harvard University as well as Yale. Contributions. Erikson made major contributions in the area of child development. Erikson's psychosocial stages is considered by many to be his most influential work. Erikson's theory is based on the idea that development throughout life is a series of stages. These stages can be defined by a crisis or a challenge. Stage one occurs during infancy. It's trust and mistrust stage. Babies tend to trust the world around them to take care of their needs. The infant develops a loving, trusting relationship with the mother or caregiver. The crisis occurs when the child is left feeling helpless and cannot depend on the environment, their mother or caregiver around them. Stage two occurs at age 2 to 3. Autonomy versus shame and doubt. At this stage, children learn self-control and independency. However, shame and doubt can come into play when the child is not able to use their own abilities that they have learned to grow with. Stage three occurs at 3 to 5 years old. This is the initiative versus guilt stage. At this age, children desire to take the initiative within their own environment. They become more assertive and ask a lot of questions. This can be considered the why stage. Where the crisis come in is where the child receives punishment for their inquisitiveness, and it results in feelings of guilt for asking questions. Stage 4 occurs during the age of 6 to 11 years old. This would be the school age. At this point, children are building relationships, finding out who they are. This is the industry versus being inferior. They have a new social setting and new academic demands. They want to have a feeling of belonging. Stage 5 occurs at 12 to 18 years old. Identity versus role confusion. At this age, children are trying to define their social identity. They're trying to decide who they are, what they want to be, and what in social influence or peer groups will affect them. At age 20 to 24, I apologize, 20 to 40 years old, you go through the intimacy and isolation stage. During this stage, you develop intimate relationships. That meaning relationships that may be lasting, marriage, or just relationships that are meaningful. The isolation, if you feel unwanted or unneeded, can result in being promiscuous or just isolating yourself from the world. Stage 7 occurs at age 40 to 65. This is the age where you support and guide the next generation. During this age, most focus on parenting, building relationships with their children, and working. Stage 8 is 65 to death. This is the ego versus despair stage. During this time, individuals reflect on their life accomplishments. They also look to see if they have left a legacy for their family. They may feel a sense of fulfillment if they have done so, or despair when looking back at their life and realizing they have not accomplished much. Now I'll move on to the reading reflection. The article that I used was Youth and American Identity. Within this article, he speaks on the conflict and confusion experienced by adolescents. Erikson states that the identity is characterized by both extreme contrast and abrupt changes. He also notes that Americans flourish in the ability to make decisions based on multiple options, although some of those options would not be the best choice. Erikson notes that both adolescents and the idea of American identity both experience confusion and contradictions. The idea of American identity comes from children/adolescents who have now grown into adults. Erikson noted that American identity is just a notion that has come about. In closing, I would like to share with you that Erikson died on May 12, 1994 in Massachusetts. Erikson's life works were to establish stages of identity and identify crises in adolescence. I hope this brief overview have shed some light on Erikson. I thank you for watching and have a great day.